My West Hollywood story is exploring the iconic boulevards, endless shopping, and beautiful galleries. Inspiration is endless in West Hollywood. The neighborhood tells stories of established and emerging artists. You will find fashion and styles from all over the world here. A California sunset is the perfect way to end our day. We will take VIP tickets to this show every night. Our vacation is just getting started. This is our West Hollywood story. Come and find yours.
LA Galaxy belongs on the best surfaces. Whether you're the best player or the best fan, every goal, every tackle, every last-second battle, it all requires precision, performance, and passion. The LA Galaxy trust AstroTurf to provide the best surfaces, because champions deserve the best. AstroTurf, the official synthetic turf and hybrid field building partner of the LA Galaxy.
My dad was a farmer. And when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised, or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy, I want them to know when I'm sad, and I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
Firearms are the #1 cause of death among kids, but we know that healthcare workers can make a huge difference. This is why prevention is absolutely critical. It starts with listening to the community, leaning in on those conversations to better inform what is the approach that you want to take. You are the champions for change. You can be the catalyst for integrating firearm injury prevention strategies into your practice and really benefiting your community. Let's agree to agree that we all have a role to play in ending this crisis.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Walk-off home run.
Here's a shot to the right side. Here's a strike right side too. In Kingsport, Tennessee, it's the Appalachian Athletic Conference Basketball Championship. A champion crowned on the men's side today. We welcome you to the Meadowview Marriott Conference Resort and Convention Center. I'm Gabriel Fry, Lorenzo Robinson, and Frank Osborne alongside me. It's the number 6 in the nation, Pikeville Bears, and the Johnson University Royals, who have made it to the title game in what promises to be a really, really good showdown between these two programs. Thanks for being with us, and we can only hope you're as excited as we are. I know I'm really fired up, guys. Welcome inside of our booth. I'm Gabriel Schreier, Lorenzo in the middle, Frank on the end. Guys, I can't believe it. It's finally Championship Saturday.
Absolutely, finally Championship Saturday. This is going to be a very intriguing matchup. Real clash of styles. We're going to see which one comes out on top.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see. Well, Johnson beat U-Pike in last year's semi-final, so this is the ultimate revenge story.
Here's a look at these two teams side by side statistically. Now at 10 wins in a row, Pikeville has won 27 games this season, but Johnson and the Royals are red hot.
Absolutely, Johnson. They have to be feeling like they can really take down the U-Pike Bears. They did it last season in the AAC tournament, beating them in the semifinal. They want to repeat that same magic.
Yeah, Pikeville are nearly top of almost every stat on all of the stats charts, so I'm sure Coach Sharp would have not wanted their team to look at the stats too much.
We'll break for the national anthem and return with tip-off in just a moment from Kingsport, Tennessee.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
So we'll get a look at the projected starting lineup for these two in what promises to be a really, really good battle. These two programs had fantastic regular seasons powered by these 10 right here.
Absolutely, and we have our AAC Player of the Year, back-to-back AAC Player of the Year in Bradley Bunch versus the man who many feel could have won that award, should have won that award, Mason Lockhart, out to prove that maybe it was a mistake made.
Yeah, and Bradley Bunch, no doubt, has got his plaudits, and they've been very much deserved, and he's backed them up. But I think the big battle today is going to be Zion Blevins versus Mason Lockhart. If he can stop Lockhart getting going, then I'm sure it'll be a good afternoon for the Bears.
Going to be a really, really exciting battle between these 10. Bradley Bunch, L.A. Walker, Blevins, Warwicks, and Cutlip getting the nod today for the Pikeville Bears in our projected starting five. Lockhart, Cottle, Livingston Cross, Jacoby Strozier, and Jamar Brown will get the start for the Johnson Royals. And a look back at the schedule for the tournament starting with day one. Neither of these teams played on the opening day of the tournament, but on day two, both of them getting to work and had tough tests. Pikeville looked great. There's a reason they're number 6 in the country as they handled the red-hot Bryan College Lions. Johnson University was fantastic, though, in a big win over Montreat College. And yesterday, in the semifinal, it took overtime for them to get it done, and they were able to do it and make it all the way here to the championship against the Pikeville Bears.
For sure, and doing it in different ways. Both of those teams really flexing their muscles and leaning into their style of play. U-Pike 16 made threes in their win over Union. Meanwhile, Johnson dominating down low. Mason Lockhart 29 in the win.
Well, this is it. Welcome inside of the Meadowview Marriott Conference Resort and Convention Center. I'm Gabriel Schrei. It's title time in Tennessee between the Buffaloes of Milligan and the Bears of Pikeville. We're glad to have you along for the ride for the championship game between these two teams in the Appalachian Athletic Conference.
This is going to be a very interesting matchup at that guard spot. Keon Warwick puts a ton of pressure on guards with his movement.
Down low, this goes right away for Pikeville, who opens hot early. We'll flip to the other end of the floor.
U-Pike's gonna sit in that zone defense, try to swarm Mason Lockhart, make it difficult on him.
Lockhart down on the baseline, going to work against LA. Walker, hook shot short.
Yeah, that's what makes that U-Pike defense so difficult to deal with. Multiple guys, specifically 3 through 5, willing to switch and guard Lockhart in a pinch.
Walker across. Driving and firing, Warwick gets it to go with a little kiss off of the glass. His first bucket of the game.
So Lockhart has gained the reputation as one of the better rim protectors in the conference. But with the way that U-Pike plays, spreading the floor, it takes Lockhart away from the rim and opens up those driving lanes for the Pikeville Bears.
Yeah. Entry feed across, dish to the elbow. Livingston Cross wants to feed it. He's going to try to take it himself. Has enough space off the window. This goes. It's 4-2.
Livingston Cross will be so important for Johnson if they're to get going. A lot of the attention's gone to Mason Lockhart, but Cross got 17 points against Montreat. He's not to be overlooked for sure.
Very physical, gets downhill and can finish. Nice touch around the basket.
Drives the block himself. It pinballs all around and won't go as we get the whistle. Our first foul of the game, just 2 minutes into it.
Frank, that's a good point. Livingston Cross, so effective for Johnson, getting inserted into that starting lineup mid-season. He's had a great year for them.
Shooting a pair at the line, his first will go. No surprise to see that as Walker hit 79% of his chances at the line during the regular season.
LA Walker was a first-team all-conference selection. May not get the attention that some feel like he deserves. He's been a phenomenal player for U-Pike for a long time.
I agree, probably doesn't get enough attention based on just how skilled he really is. A super special piece for them. They're up to 4 points as he gets his first 2 trips to the line converted. Great crowd today in Tennessee as the Johnson Royals run the spin move, and it's got enough butter to roll. Mason Lockhart.
3 orange jerseys surrounding him, but sometimes with a player as great as him, it just does not matter.
Lockhart almost scored 30 last night, and you were able to catch up with him, Frank. Oh, Livingston Cross sending Walker to the floor and the ball to the Royals. Frank, what was it like talking to Mason? How did it feel?
Yeah, I spoke to him. He was more relieved than anything to have made it to the final. Of course, he fouled out and he had to leave it down to his teammates, but he said he had the trust in them. He knew that they'd come through, and they did. That's why they're here, ultimately.
As a college athlete yourself, what's the sense you get of the presence he brings to the locker room and the floor?
Well, he gives the perception of he is the main man. He knows he's the guy. He's happy to be the guy and take the pressure for his team.
He's up to 4 points early as we're tied for the first time at 6.
Blevins is going to have his hands full trying to slow down Lockhart.
3 ball off the mark. Johnson is off to a really good start. Every team that we've seen Pikeville play so far in the tournament has kind of fallen behind early as Pikeville has been red hot. Yesterday, they hit 4 3 balls in a row against against Union's Bulldogs to open up. Today, not so much. Kind of a cold start comparatively, but still looking good against Johnson. Long dish to the side of the floor. Brown holds on to it. He'll drive over the back at the buzzer. Johnson leads for the first time, 8-6 in their home state of Tennessee.
Yeah, great attack by Brown, finishing with a little bit of flair at the rim.
Kean Warwicks wants to dish a dessert down to the baseline. It rolls and won't go.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for U-Pike. Jacoby Strozer has to make sure that back door stays closed.
3 ball on the way, short for Jacoby as Blevins gets the board.
And that's going to be a big storyline in this game. Johnson went 1 for 23 from beyond the arc yesterday.
This is cashed in by Kean Warwick. The running floater, too easy.
Pikeville were doing excellently at getting Lockhart away from the rim. They're dragging him out, and multiple occasions now he's not been there to protect.
Great crowd turned out for this. Stands are full, a capacity of about 750 at the gym.
I'm sure there'll be lots of CIU fans watching as well, hoping that Pikeville wins so they can make it to national tournament.
The drive down the side goes. What a play. Devon Cottle is going to head to the stripe and one.
And that's really the guy that needs to get going for Johnson. Devon Cottle, first team all-conference selection. He actually led the Royals in scoring during the regular season. He was quiet in their game yesterday. If he can get rolling and become that second option, that will really open up the floor for the Royals.
Cottle gets all 3. Not only is Johnson in the lead for the first time, but by a pretty good margin, 11-8. Fake the pull. L.A. Walker gets this one off the front of the iron. The Royals give it off on the front court to Brown, way back on the Visit Kingsport logo.
Well, this has got to be the longest that Bradley Bunch has gone without opening his scoring in either game so far.
Mason Lockhart double-teamed, banging against Blevins. It's stolen, pickpocketed by Kean Warwicks. Straight away 3, rims out as it's hauled in by Jacoby. They needed that.
They did, and decidedly less efficient so far. They were so hot coming out the gates against Union. Slowing down a little bit, that's advantage Johnson.
Now, Lorenzo, Pikeville hasn't won the championship in the AAC yet. Lost in the semifinal last year. They would love to pick up the hardware. Ranked number 6 in America. Down off the glass, this goes for Blevins.
And to that point, Gabe, not only would they love to pick up the hardware, they would love to beat this Johnson team. This was the team that knocked them off last season in the semifinal with that 4-1 upset.
I'm not sure if they could have taken down Tamba and the unbelievable Milligan Buffs last season, as it's an and one for Mason Lockhart, who's already cooking with gas. He's up to 6 points and a chance for 7. And a timeout on the floor early. 13-10, the lead for Johnson's Royals over the Pikeville Bears.
Need a break? A break from the grind? The stress? We have just the place. A place where you can let your inner thrill-dilly out. Bristol Motor Speedway, April 10th through the 12th for the NASCAR Food City 500 Triple Header Weekend. 3 days, 3 races, 2 night races, 1 epic weekend. Don't just take a break, race to it. Get your tickets, upgrades, and more now at bristolmotorspeedway.com. It's not just a race.
It's Bristol, baby! Back in Kingsport, Tennessee, where it's a battle between the Knoxville-based Royals of Johnson and the Pikeville, Kentucky-based Bears, U-Pike.
Well, this has been the ideal start for the Royals. They've started quickly and they've stopped Pikeville from distance. Pikeville was so good against Union, just shooting from far. 0 from 3 at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, Frank, that's sort of the danger playing against this U-Pike team. So effective from downtown. They live by that three-point shot, but there are times where you can die by it. We'll see if they heat up as the game continues.
Royals back in a defensive shell. Here come the Pikeville Bears. Bunch to Cutlip. He hits the E-break way out of the wing. Cutlip drives the block, fires off the window, and Mason Lockhart gets the rebound for Johnson University.
And look how those guys are defending on a string on the perimeter for Johnson. If they're going to win this game, that's what they're going to have to do. They cannot allow those shooters to get free run. You got to stay glued to them at all times.
Entry feed back across. Jacoby all the way around, had some space. Cottle fires the long two. And off the heel of the iron, this will be returned to the attacking end of the floor for the Bears of Pikeville. Hands the orange off to Warwick's way back on the front court. Down the hardwood, had a lane. What passing? Salmons is wide open, it's short.
Salmons coming into the game trying to provide the Bears with a little bit more size with Bradley Bunch now at the 3 spot.
Brown pumped and handed it off. These are some really good coaches on the side of the floor for these two teams as Brown is strong. That was an interesting putback. Ty Compton leading the Bears in well-deserved award as Coach of the Year in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. And Johnson's staff, no slouches either.
Ty Compton, he's been great for all 6 seasons that he's manned the sidelines for the Bears. 124 and 56.
On the way, strong. Only 3 of those losses this season. Tried to go to the corner, and a little too much on that as it sails and finds its way into row G.
Yeah, that's one of those passes that maybe earlier on in the regular season doesn't go so far astray. It's a lot of pressure. Trying to continue Johnson's season, trying to go to national tournament with that added weight on the shoulders.
A dozen minutes to play in our first half as L.A. Walker tries to find the lane. Good contest down inside by the big man. Mason Lockhart makes his life difficult. We'll head to the other end of the floor with the Johnson Royals and Jamar Brown.
Yeah, that'll be also something to watch for. UPike now going with this 5-out set, trying to get Lockhart out the paint.
Floater goes. Johnson leads by 5, 15-10 with 11 and a half to play still in this one. In fact, this is actually the first time in the tournament that the Pikeville Bears have trailed to another team.
And of course it would be against the team that knocked them off last year. Johnson, they're not afraid of this Bears program.
Drives, and he blows a tire as this will go to the Royals.
If you were building a team in a lab that can knock off the UPike Bears, this would be the team that you would have so many long, rangy perimeter defenders, a dominant presence down low. They really can attack where UPike is weak. That's what's making this matchup so interesting.
You know what's wild is I was about to bring that up. Thinking just alike, my man.
Great minds think alike, brother.
Brown wanted to dish that inside. Cross fires from mid-range and gets it to go. And the largest lead of the tournament for anybody against the Pikeville Bears at 17-10.
And the Bears puncturing that zone. Mason Lockhart, even if he doesn't have the ball, his presence in the dunker spot draws attention.
3-ball, Walker pinballs out, and it's hauled in by Patterson.
I'd be curious to know the last time that Pikeville missed 5 threes in a row.
Probably been a couple months. Lockhart banging inside and disrupted as we get the call against Salmons.
Wow, the Johnson bench are up for it. They're celebrating everything. The women's team as well supporting.
So far, just the pace of this game is advantage Johnson. It's a lot slower, more in the half court. For a team like the Royals that wants to dominate inside, that has to be something that they want to see. Meanwhile, UPike, they want to try to get out and run a little bit more, really speed this game up and give their shooters a chance to spray open.
Lockhart gets it to go. It's 18-10.
If you're UPike, you have to try to take advantage of some of this cross-matching. Lockhart guarding Rigdon. Maybe putting Rigdon into action to allow Lockhart to get out of that paint. So far, he's helping so far off of him.
Flipped forward. Bunch defended by Cross.
Lockhart in the gap helping out. He's not even guarding Rigdon out there.
5 on the shot clock as Walker floats this one over the iron. They've got a dozen points.
And that's what you need to be able to do. You have to force Lockhart to make a decision. Are you going to stay on the perimeter, or are you going to drop and leave Rigdon open from range?
Well, Livingston crosses. He's been the man that's stuck to Bradley Bunch off the ball, and it's over 10 minutes in and Bunch still hasn't scored. He's got 47 in the tournament already. That'll be an interesting matchup for sure.
Rimmed out, will head the other way. Automatic and can't knock it down. Royals to respond, Livingston cross. Sent to the corner, Patterson gets this to go. 21-12.
And it took Johnson 30 minutes of game time to hit their first 3 yesterday. Well, how about 11 minutes in, they knocked down their first one?
Warricks gives it off to Rigdon, fires in the eye of Lockhart and gets it to go. That's exactly what Johnson has to avoid. Great decision-making by Rigdon and the Bears to shoot on him.
For sure, it really feels like Johnson has decided that Jalen Rigdon is going to have to beat them in this lineup. Well, Rigdon has to be able to take advantage of the space provided.
Timeout on the floor as we're going to get some changes between these two. Really, really exciting start between the Bears and the Royals. Kingsport, Tennessee. We've got a Tennessee team and a Kentucky team doing battle on a Saturday. Crowning a champion. 8 minutes left to play in our first half between the Royals of Johnson and the Pikeville Bears. Glad you're with us. Gabriel Fry, Lorenzo Robinson, Frank Osborne for the Southeast Sports Network. Top of the block. Livingston to Lockhart. Big man spins. Wanted the washing machine, and it's poked as we get the whistle for the Royals.
Again, you just got to love how aggressive Mason Lockhart has been down there in the post. He's going right at Zion Blevins. Blevins already with 2 fouls. I think Coach Compton's going to try to get him out.
Yeah, we spoke about that matchup before, and Lockhart's really got Blevins' number early on.
Pikeville Bears make a quick change.
We spoke yesterday about Justin Sepoy sort of being an unearthed star. I mean, he's probably the biggest man I've ever seen.
Pike, they don't really play him a ton. He has the size to match up with Lockhart. We'll see if he can provide a little bit of resistance.
Yeah, that's a big boy. Walker. The drive, Rigdon fires from the elbow, and it's automatic. The trigger pull makes it a 6-point game.
Pike, it seems like they're going to stay in that zone defense. Now it appears to be a 1-2-2. Trying to do anything they can to break the rhythm of this Johnson offensive group.
Lockhart on the big man. Is he athletic enough to hang? Mason, the hook shot rattles and goes. Lockhart looking good. He's up to 11 points.
Mason Lockhart, he doesn't just get it done due to size. He's very skilled down low, an array of post moves. You see there taking the bump and great touch at the rim.
Yeah, for someone of his size, he does love to dribble with the ball. He's happy for the little step back and shot as well.
fighting for the ball, and Sepoy can't reach it in time. The Royals take over with possession, leading by 8.
With having Sepoy in the game, they're going to try to stash him down low. That allows Mason Lockhart to do what he does best. That's protect the rim. We'll see if Coach Compton decides to use Sepoy in the screening action, see if he can draw Lockhart out of the paint. But if Sepoy is just going to stay down there in the post, Lockhart can man the middle.
Feed. Wants to turn around, and the foul is crossed. Gets after it. Fans on the baseline saying, come on, that's a travel. Not so much, say the Royals.
So I think both teams have Brian Upike saying, hey, it's not a foul. Okay, but if it is a foul, wasn't any extra dribbles taken. It has to be a continuation.
Lockhart. Mason pivoting, he'll take off. Wow, drives inside and pickpocketed by the player of the year, Bradley Bunch. Bunch working with the orange. Low post, steps back to the mid post. Sepoy on the baseline, the spin move. Lockhart blocks him and hauls it in as it's a battle for it on the baseline. Somehow the Royals flip it out. They're off and running. Dish to Cottle. Inside to the big guy who slides around Justin for another 2 points. Lucky number 13 already in the back pocket of Lockhart.
He is unstoppable down there, Upike. No answers for Lockhart thus far.
Basically, the game has become how do you stop Mason Lockhart already. Bunch wants to be a problem, and he might be after that. Bradley Bunch gets the lid off the basket. That's the first 2 points of the game for our player of the year in the Appalachian Athletic Conference.
Bradley Bunch does such a good job of allowing the game to come to him. He's never in a rush. He allows himself to ease into it. Well, he may have to get in the takeover mode for Upike to come back.
There's a reason that he averaged 17 points per game this year. You put it perfectly. He eases into it. He lets it come to him in the flow of the game, and I think you and I both agree it's going to come to him at some point. Lockhart, that was disgusting. Can't knock it down, but the putback goes. Finished up by Jacoby Strozier.
Yeah, back on Bradley Bunch for a second. We spoke all tournament about how he does stuff at his own pace. He knows his ability.
3 ball goes from downtown Pikeville, Kentucky. L.A. Walker's got 7.
That was just Upike taking advantage of the cross-matching. Mason Lockhart was on the perimeter. He wanted to try to inch his way back into that low position. That opened up Walker from deep.
Brown through, Strozier out front to Lockhart. 3 ball on the way, gets it to go! A dime piece, cash money! The bank open on Saturday.
Johnson hit 1 3-pointer all game against Tennessee Wesleyan, already 2 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, who'd have thought they'd have a better record than Pikeville from there.
Cutlip has a little bit of space, fouled and can't get the and one, but he will go to the line in a 10-point game. Pikeville not used to trailing. They've won almost every game this season.
Absolutely, and coming into this game, I felt like there were 3 keys for Johnson to be able to win. Number 1, Mason Lockhart had to dominate. That's number 1, chief among everything. If Lockhart was dominant, you're gonna have a chance. Number 2, you have to try to defend without fouling on the 3-point line, run them off the line, and be able to get consistent contests. You've done a good job of that. They're 2 of 7 from 3. You've been able to run them off the line and force them to play your game. And then from there, you had to knock down some threes of your own. Even if you defend at your best on the 3-point line, 1 for 23 is not going to cut it against you, Pike. You've already hit 2 today. That's a good omen for the rest of this game.
Yeah, that was a big thing in their game yesterday because they could not shoot from distance at all. They just stopped, the other team just stopped Mason Lockhart, and there was nothing really Johnson could do. But if they're going to have the distance abilities today, they've got a whole nother weapon in their armory.
Championship game live from Kingsport, Tennessee, between the Royals of Johnson and the Bears of Pikeville, who are number 6 in America. I'm Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, Frank Osborne here with me. We'll have some halftime coverage as well. Be sure not to turn away as we reach the half. We'll have a short break and come back with some analysis and more. We're going to the line. Cutlip this season during the regular season hit 73% of his attempts from the stripe. Looking for his first.
It was Kenyon Cutlip that was the fire starter in that game against Bryan. He got going early and really set it off for them. Was a bit quiet in their win against Union yesterday. If he gets going, that can really open the floor for some of those more lauded players like L.A. Walker and Warks.
Cutlip can't convert at the line. It remains a 10-point game between these two. Brown from the front court. Floated inside by Cottle. Lockhart way outside on the top of the block. The give, 3 on the shot clock as Brown fires. It pinballs out and is hauled in by Bunch. He'll run the floor.
Disjointed possession by Johnson, very stagnant. That's the way that U-Pike wants to have him.
Cutlip's 3-ball wide. Banged off the iron.
Yeah, they won't mind it if Lockhart's going to have the ball that far away. He's a very good player, but he's not going to do all of his damage from that far.
Brown kicked it across to Cottle, who wants it all, and is fouled hard on the baseline. He goes to the floor.
The 2-3 zone is designed to force teams to shoot the ball from the perimeter. But the way that Johnson plays, they're not going to be denied. You will not dictate the game to them. They're going to continue to play their style. They want to force their way to the rim. That's going to put pressure on U-Pike to contest at the rim without fouling.
Yeah, and if you've got Lockhart in the middle of they've got the 2 and 3, and you've got Lockhart just acting as a pivot in the middle. He they sit in the zone, but who cares? Because Lockhart can take the ball under pressure. He's got that size. He's got the strength to just bring Johnson forward.
Cashes that in, looking easy at the line. Cottle this season at the stripe, 74.8%, very effective.
And a much stronger game for him so far. Again, he was that second guy alongside Mason Lockhart that really dominated the scoring for them. With both of those guys going right now, they have to feel strongly about their chances the rest of the way.
Walker with the ball. Rigdon wanted to create some space against Patterson. Instead, it's Sammons. Riley loses Brown. Warwick drives through the block and trying to evade the giant. Lockhart all over him. It's a big dude.
Yeah, but it's a cross match with Lockhart out the paint.
Rigdon's wide open from the wing and knocks this one down from the state line of Kentucky.
So it was a cross match with Lockhart locked in to Warwick's that took him out the paint. Off the drive we saw there, Patterson coming in to help because of the lack of a rim protector. That opened up the long range ability for U-Pike.
Final 3 minutes of our first half. On the way for 3, Strong. Walker will run the floor for the Pikeville Bears.
U-Pike in that 5-out group again. We'll see how Lockhart tries to be intentional about staying low.
Riley the give to Rigdon. To the block, didn't like it. Cutlip. Sammons, defended by Lockhart. Riley trying to shake Mason. Fights his way just along the edge of the paint, and it rattles all around before rolling off over the baseline and will stay with Pikeville's Bears.
Yeah, that's another example of them getting Mason Lockhart out and away from the rim. They just maybe need to, if that's a Kean Warwick's type player, he might be able to just drive into the space left.
Sammons defended by Cross, the give. Decent screen. Walker fights his way through Jacoby and the call.
Again, another great finish, but look where Mason Lockhart was on that possession. 30 feet away from the rim on the three-point line. Anytime that happens, U-Pike needs to attack the rim with no guy down there to help out.
Walker gets all 3. 6-point game, it's the closest it's been in over 10 minutes.
for a lot of other teams, they'll opt to take their big man off the floor and put in a more versatile defender. But Lockhart's so dominant offensively that he has to stay in the game for you.
This goes cash money to the Johnson Royals. It's 36-28, an 8-point difference.
We've spoke about the quick turnaround of tournament play. We saw Lockhart played for pretty much the whole game until he fouled out yesterday. With a quick turnaround in such a high-paced game, he might get tired quickly here.
Riley couldn't get that to go. Warwick chucks it onto the floor, and Bradley Bunch goes up for it, pulling his way through traffic, and it's waved off. Scratch that. We get the foul down inside. It'll stay with the Bears.
How about that one-handed grab by Bradley Bunch? Looked like he could maybe play tight end for the football team.
Yo, that was crazy. He got way up there. I mean, you expect a player of the year to have hops, but man. We'll go the other way after the intercept by Cottle. Running the floor is Brown. Timeout taken on the floor, 1:16 still to play in our first half between the Royals of Johnson and the Pikeville Bears on the Southeast Sports Network.
What if you could have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town.
Back in Kingsport, tries for the jam, and it's off the mark. Right off the rip. 1:02 left to play in our first half, 36-28. Now into the final minute of this first half as the clock rolls on, and an 8-point game. Bears trailing. They're looking to cut into it before the break. Ty Compton very, very fired up in the huddle. Straight away. Walker tries it from mid-range. No. Running floater and the foul.
Yeah, Walker's really the one that's stood up and been counted for in this first half. We've not seen the best performance from star players like your Bunch, your Warwicks, your Blevins, but L.A. Walker's on 10. He stood up.
I'm not surprised to see Walker have a big game. He's always been one of my favorites of the Bears. It's a really special piece and finds ways to get on the sheet, to make an impact even when he's not the hot hand. 10 points, though, is a really nice start in the championship game.
And not a lot of teams have that sort of luxury to be able to have an L.A. Walker that can step up at a moment's notice when your player of the year and Bradley Bunch may not be having the day that he would want to so far.
No, and I don't think it's so much that Bradley Bunch is cold. I think it's the game plan is to limit him. Royals pumps, fires it through, and it rolls over the hardwood.
So now if you're Johnson, if you're Coach Logan Sharp, you're telling your team, we've done such a great job of putting ourselves in position. Let's finish this half strong, maybe get a bucket. See if we can leave with all the momentum.
21 seconds left in the half. Brown picks it up, 20 seconds. Shot clock, game clock separated by half a second. Brown is, or Sharp rather, way out at the middle of the court talking to Brown. 9, 7. Royals drive, the spin move by Cross off the window, rims and goes. 2 seconds, 1. The first half is over, and a big lead at the break. In command is the Royals of Johnson, looking good against these iconic Pikeville Bears. 38-30 after one half of play. Guys, quick thoughts on that.
Johnson staying committed to their style of play. They are puncturing the paint at will. 15 of 24 from the field. U-Pike so far cold from beyond the arc. This has been played on the Royals' terms thus far.
Yeah, we said if Johnson were going to win this, they needed everyone to step up. They couldn't just have Lockhart. And I mean, Lockhart's been brilliant, but Cottle, Patterson, Frost, they've all been excellent as well.
It's time. Oh, terrific.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
I'm Bijan Robinson, running back for the Atlanta Falcons. Mental health makes me a better person and athlete just because whenever my mind is clear, I perform so much better. So mental health for me is the priority because it controls everything in your body and it gives you the chance to be the best physically you can be.
My dad was a farmer, and when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy, I want them to know when I'm sad, and I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
Okay, so before we come over, can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog, but she's little.
Do you have any unlocked guns around the house?
We do have a gun, but it's stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access. I appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of course. So does Friday work?
Sounds good to me.
All right, we'll bring pizza.
Our Orlando story is packed with outdoor activities and our love for nature. We knew Orlando was a great city, but couldn't imagine it had so much nature around it. Coming here makes you aware of your surroundings. All you need is a bike, so you can enjoy every part of this beautiful city while being outdoors. This is our Orlando story. What's yours?
Americans, we can do anything we want, except one thing. We just can't stop being American. Because since that revolution they said we'd lose, we just couldn't choose to stop being American. We put Hemi V8s back on the strip and packed 8 layers in a 7-layer dip. We're body slams and blue suede shoes, rock and roll, jazz and blues. Rockin' mullets and Rat Pack suits, even our grandmas have tattoos. We're NASCAR, rock stars, rodeo, monster trucks and power boats. Welcome to our epic show. Keep winning on Sunday, move horsepower Monday, shake the earth and carve terrain, rock the anthem like Kenny Wayne. So get out there, take your swing, burn rubber after the American dream. Rev your engines and let freedom ring. And never, ever, ever stop being American. Nothing stops America, and nothing stops Ram.
Dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco, como solo tú sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
All right, boys, remember who we are and who we represent. It's not about a place, it's about a people. And we hit the field like woo, woo, woo.
All day like woo,
all night like woo, woo.
New job like
damn.
We the boys like woo. Our time like woo.
All that's like woo. We favorite.
Okay, Mom. You all right, baby?
Honolulu like
Chattanooga like
Downtown like
West Side like
Japan like Brazil like all day like, all night like, all day like, all night like, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day.
Hey, what is going on here?
I go where Saquon goes. Get out of here!
Mental health plays a big role in the game of basketball. The preparation it takes just leading up to a game. Mentally, you have to be totally focused, totally engaged, and away from all other distractions, because any other distractions can get you off kilter. It's very important for our team to prioritize mental health. You have issues or problems, go speak to someone about it. Open up, don't shy away. Mental health is the key.
In Major League Baseball, you could dream with no limits. You could become your hero. Steal the show. Or even start a new club. You can meet the moment and exceed the hype. You can write a new chapter of history and let your city dream again. This season, anything can happen.
There is a moment in your life when you decide to truly live. To take that trip you've always wanted. I see now what I've been looking for. A feeling of belonging. A belonging to nature. This is a place where people in nature live in harmony. This is my Alaska story. What will yours be?
It's time.
Punch down time for dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Pasta dinner.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Much in the air.
So much in the air.
I've been trying to, why? 'Cause I'm scared. Using witches, 'cause it doesn't mean so watching the boy, can you hold me? Boy, can you hold me? Boy, can you hold me?
At the half, an 8-point lead for the Johnson Royals over the Pikeville Bears. We go down to the floor, and Frank Osborne, who's got some more for us.
Thanks, Gabe. Yes, we're here. Half-time, Pikeville, the absolute favourites. They've been unbelievable all season, trailing by 8. It's not the first time they've been trailing, though. When they lost to Milligan, they were 17 down at the half, and Bradley Bunch almost fired them back into it single-handedly with 21 points in that second half. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see them come out the blocks. Unbelievable. But for a quick stack check, Mason Lockhart for the Royals. He's on 13. He's been the main man, but others have been stepping up today. They didn't quite help him out too much in the semi-final, but today you've got Cottle, Cross, Stroger. They've all been excellent. And it's a Pikeville side who have been superb from distance this season. First in almost everything, 3 points, 3 points made, 3-point percentage, field goals, everything. They've been excellent. They haven't really got going from distance today. Johnson couldn't hit a 3-point to save their life yesterday, and they've already hit 2. So it's been one of those games, and it'll be really interesting to see what we see in the second half.
Thanks so much, Frank. Appreciate it. Great words of wisdom from Frank Osborne.
Absolutely. He seems very informed, I would say, and having a keen eye on the game. Also, something else to watch out for you, Pike. We felt like Zion Blevins would be a part of that effort when it comes to limiting Mason Lockhart. Blevins picked up 2 fouls early. He spent a lot of time on the bench, only 8 minutes in that first half. We'll see if he can stay on the floor here in the second.
38-30. I think the shooting percentages are kind of interesting. So Pikeville shooting 40% from the floor, 71% at the line, but just 7 trips to the line so far. 75% Johnson Royals at the line so far. That's pretty good. 6 of 8 though, so also super limited attempts. But look at this. From the floor, 11 of 27, 40%, which is good for Pikeville. Johnson has hit 62% of their shots, 15 of 24. I mean, you want to talk about scalding hot. Pikeville only lost 1 conference game this season. That was to the Milligan Buffs. They trailed by as much as 20, but trimmed it all the way back to a single-digit game at the end. Right now, trailing by 8 at the half to the Johnson Royals. But, you know, you and I kind of agree that it feels like Pikeville doesn't have that true 5, and that's the only reason they're struggling against Johnson. It's like a team that was built just to beat Pikeville, right? You see that sometimes, especially at the professional level where you have to win your conference, right, or a Power 5 school. These guys are struggling to handle Johnson. Can they turn it up in the second half? And obviously there's always a possibility, but if they're going to, how do you think they'll do it?
They're going to do it with the way that they've done it all season long. They want to try to heat up from long range. That's their game. But also they have to find some kind of way to make Mason Lockhart work a bit harder defensively. Lockhart's been able to stay on the floor. As Frank talked about earlier, he played the entirety of the game yesterday. He's been able to stay on the floor without having to be involved in much of the perimeter action. When Zion Blevins comes back in the game, Coach Ty Compton of Pikeville does a great job of using him as a screener. If that happens, that may force Mason Lockhart to come up onto the perimeter, try to limit those guys from 3, which will open things up for the rest of the team.
They're going to have to find some way to get it done. Excited you're with us. I'm Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, and Frank Osborne along with me as we're ready to go with our second half of action. It's the Appalachian Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship game. We're ready to go. Just an unreal first half. I mean, so far you couldn't have scripted a better game for the championship.
Yeah, I was watching a preseason interview that Mason Lockhart did. He described Coach Sharp as a genius and said that he came up with some plays that Lockhart's never even seen before, so they've been paying off today.
Good pass through, and Pikeville gets this to go early. Blevins, nice quick play, and one as he'll go to the line.
So we know that Zion Blevins is so effective defensively, one defensive player of the year, but he's also a fine offensive player as well. He has great touch around the rim, that time taking advantage of the mismatch down low.
Blevins is up to 6 points.
Yeah, he missed the majority of that first half after getting 2 fouls early, but we thought it was going to be imperative to see him back in the second half.
Brown and the Royals. Livingston cross on the baseline, harassed by Warwicks. Went outside to Jacoby. Strogier fires from the middle of the block, and it rims and won't drop for him. That's our player of the year, and somehow escaped that first half with only 4 points. And that was the word of the half. Everybody said, how are they going to get him involved? Off the window this goes for Blevins, who's got back-to-back buckets to open our second half. He's up to 9 points.
Johnson switching that screening action. Mason Lockhart guarding Bradley Bunch on the perimeter. He was all the way out on the three-point line. Again, Blevins taking advantage of free paint.
Yeah, Bunch is that clever that when he realizes that Lockhart's guarding him, he'll just be happy to just keep dropping back and back, dragging Lockhart away from the rim.
Immediately in this second half, we're seeing the impact of Zion Blevins, scoring twice down low and then forcing the offensive foul on Lockhart.
From the corner, Cutlip, bang! Gets it to go! And for the first time in this game, we're tied at 38.
And on that possession, Mason Lockhart tried to stay as the low man there on the block. Kenyon Cutlip so dangerous in that corner. If Lockhart's going to give him that much space, Cutlip's going to have plenty of chances to rise and fire.
Assisted by Bunch. That's his first bucket of the game as he's up to 3 points. And one down inside, but they'll say that's the other way.
Coming into the game, that's what I was most intrigued by, was how Mason Lockhart was going to remain effective on the defensive end. You see there on that possession, he tried to stay as the low man to keep himself close to the rim. Great job of U-Pike realizing that and putting one of their best shooters in Cutlip in that corner. Again, trying to force Lockhart to make decisions.
Can't help but feel this is massive for Johnson now. 8 without reply from Pikeville. It's really brought the game back.
That's going to be the third foul on Zion Blevins. He's battling down there trying to front Mason Lockhart. Coach Compton not going with a different look. He's going to leave Blevins out there. That's going to be dangerous. 17 minutes, a lot of time to be playing. Right on cue, Riley Salmons coming off the bench. He's getting ready to check in.
Pikeville has opened this first 2 minutes with an 8-0 run.
As long as Blevins is in the game, I'd expect Lockhart to go right at him.
Mason off the window. It rattles and drops for the Johnson Royals, who are on the stat sheet in the second half. That's their first bucket of half two.
Zion Blevins couldn't defend with his normal level of physicality because he picked up that early third foul.
Warwicks defended by Jacoby. Cross, the player of the year on him. The spin move and Bunch gets it to go off the glass.
Livingston Cross is one of the best defenders in the conference, but Bradley Bunch just taking it right into his chest there in the post.
Yeah, Bunch is experienced enough to just be able to embrace the contact, be able to relax. He's not going to panic on the ball.
Down low, rolls off the heel of the iron and falls for Cottle, who's up to 10 points. Warwick's on the wing, taking his time. From the corner, short. Walker diving for the miss, and Johnson able to haul it in. Ty Compton calling for the play. Down to the baseline, Cottle fires and gets it to go. Unreal, he's got a dozen.
Yeah, we said that others were going to have to step up. It couldn't just be the Mason Lockhart show, and Cottle was taking that personally.
And it's been Devon Cottle. He's been that guy all year long for Johnson.
Bunch wants to try it against Jacoby. Wide open, the three ball goes. Cash money. It's a 1-point game again.
Yeah, again, a great job of Bradley Bunch, seeing the attention that he draws, staying calm, staying patient, spraying it out to an open shooter. Johnson's had some success here in the second half, playing with that high-low set in that 2-3 zone.
Livingston Cross, we get the call before he even can get to work.
Sammons is going to come in for Blevins, but Johnson, again, they've had some success playing that high-low game, trying to draw the 5-man out against Lockhart.
Mason Lockhart, it rolls out on him and somehow able to put it back. He's up to 17 points for his Royals.
The best players turn up when they're forced to.
Working with this. Salmon's down inside, and Lockhart makes the play. Call that a foul on Mason, as that'll be a second, if so. Timeout on the floor between these two, and we'll take a break along with them. Can Johnson get back in the driver's seat, or is Pikeville in the midst of the comeback and taking the lead that they needed to claim their rightful place as champions after winning the regular season? Find out next.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
First goes at the line.
U-Pike inching themselves back into this game. Number 6 team in the country for a reason. You figured they would not be down for long.
Couldn't agree more. Not going to be down for long, and at one point trailed by double digits. They have stormed back and made this a little more than just interesting. This is a barn burner already.
Yeah, great teams are always going to give themselves a chance. So now Johnson, they have to have another punch in them, a counter punch, if you will.
Working with it, and the Royals off the window it goes, but the foul against Johnson.
So on those possessions, whenever Johnson really leans into that ISO-heavy style, Pikeville, they're going to take advantage. Not a whole lot of ball movement or player movement. Pike, their perimeter defense is strong enough to be able to handle those straight line drives that the Royals love so much. Lockhart's out on the perimeter guarding L.A. Walker. We'll see if he tries to help off.
This one bangs off the heel of the iron. Strozier hauls it in.
Underrated part about this Johnson defense, their guards very effective at fronting bigs in the post. They're going to battle down there and make those catches hard. We saw Jacoby Strozier and Jamar Brown battling.
Headed the other way, 46-45 Johnson.
Two best players in the conference going right at each other.
This goes on the other end of the floor, 47-46.
It feels like we've been waiting all day for that matchup. #1 versus #1 this time. #1 in orange winning the battle.
Yeah, there was no way he was going to go too long without putting his mark on it. He's up to 8 now, but you'd still, with his high standards, expect for him to take control going into the latter stages.
Johnson executed so well against the zone in the first half. Right now in the second half, playing right into the zone's hands.
Fires this, and it rattles out on him. I thought he had it. 47-46, the lead with Pikeville.
But Coach Compton, for you, Pike, if those are the shots that Lockhart's going to take, he will be more than happy to surrender those. That was a tough fall-away jumper from the post, keeping him out of the paint. Great job by Bradley Bunch to battle with him.
Going dead as this one rolling down the floor. This one goes.
Yeah, that was a great baseline out of bounds play called by Coach Compton. Some screen for the screener action, miscommunication opened up Bunch for the layup. You got to stay locked in defensively for the entire 40-minute game against this Pikeville group. Also feels like Coach Compton is trying to be more intentional about getting Lockhart involved in the action, forcing him to make some decisions defensively.
Yeah, we saw him foul out yesterday, so if they can make him get to a similar position or make him into a position where he cannot defend.
He was able to lay that one in easily over Riley Sammons. When he takes those one-on-one matchups, he's always going to feel like he has the upper hand. Pike more than comfortable allowing those defenders to match up in the post.
Pulls that from the straightaway. Unbelievable. Kean Warwick buries it. It's 52-48 Pikeville Bears. Warwick is up to 7 points.
His first made 3 of the game. Welcome to the AAC championship game, Keon Warwick. They're hoping that gets him going.
This goes easily on the other end of the floor as we're back within just 1 possession. A 2-point game.
Lockhart had Bunch underneath the goal. L.A. Walker was showing like he wanted to help, but if you're going to double, you got to make it a hard double against big #1.
Might be an understatement. Big #1 is unreal, but so is that. 55-50 back-to-back threes, 11 minutes to play.
That is the shot of a man who plans to be straight on DoorDash after the game. Feels cheating to get a dessert from DoorDash if you lose though, doesn't it?
A little bit. You're not allowed to have fun, according to our analyst, Lorenzo.
Could do it if you win.
Entry feed to Livingston Cross. On the baseline, backdoor, it's too easy for Mason Lockhart. Again, a one-possession game, just 3 points separate us.
How many teams have we seen all season long when U-Pike starts to catch fire from range, they try to match them? That's not what Johnson's gonna do. They're gonna stay committed to their game plan.
Rises up and fires three. Couldn't get it.
Salmons has the size mismatch with Devon Cottle. That's not really his game.
On the wing, we get the whistle before he can fire the three. Went wide anyhow.
Size mismatch down low when Riley Salmons went into that pick and roll. Mason Lockhart was on Bunch. Bunch decided to spray himself out to the wing. Those matchups, that's going to be the most intriguing part of the game.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed.
Back at Kingsport, 55-52, 10 minutes still to play in this game. It's the Appalachian Athletic Conference Championship as Rigdon gets this to go. It's a 5-point game. Gabriel Fry, Lorenzo Robinson, Frank Osborne taking you through to the finish in this barn burner.
Jalen Rigdon, the veteran guard, has given them great minutes.
Through and the jam by Mason Lockhart. Oh, baby, do you want some peanut butter with that?
Yeah, Jalen Rigdon just then, he might not get all the plaudits, he might not necessarily be in the strongest five of the Bears, but shooting at 100% today, and that's what you need, isn't it?
Oryx tries to sidestep, nearly pickpocketed. Defended heavily as he fights his way through in the call.
Reese Clark freshly checked into the game. That's a tough matchup for him, coming in cold against a guy in Keon Works who puts a lot of pressure on you.
Headed to the line.
More on Jalen Rigdon. Rigdon played in this game a year ago against Johnson during the AAC semifinals, so he has experience in these situations. You can tell he definitely does not want to allow his team to fall victim to the Royals once more.
4-point game, 58-54. Dead silence. You can hear the table. It's quiet, they say. 5-point game, 59-54. 9 to play between the Bears of Pikeville and the Royals of Johnson.
No Devon Cottle on the court. Who's going to be that perimeter scoring option to take pressure off of Lockhart?
Driving, Mason fights his way, the hook shot short, regathered by Livingston, the foul. Bradley Bunch clapping his hands, can't believe the call. Rigdon suffering his second foul. Roan out the floor. Royals. Jacoby to Livingston. Cross down low. Lockhart's got 27 points. He's unstoppable.
And it's a lot of fun watching that matchup down low. Zion Blevins pulling out all the stops, doing everything he can to stop Lockhart.
Pikeville Bears, Rigdon, who just picked up the foul, back to Bunch, the player of the year for the AAC. Bradley, wow, spins his way like a washing machine around Jacoby, and Bunch is up to 12 points now.
This game has devolved into a showcase between the two best players this conference has to offer.
To the corner. And we get stopped to the call down inside.
And they're going to get Zion Blevins. It looked initially like it'd be on Kenyon Cutlip for swinging the arm. That's going to be Blevins' 4th foul of the game with 7 minutes and 49 seconds remaining.
But now I ask the question, with it's still a long time to go, do you trust him as one of your key defensive players, or
too long? Way too long. Way too long to play with 4 fouls.
Long way, banged off the heel of the iron. Bears have it. Yeah, and I don't, we saw a team lose on the women's side of the bracket just because their star fouled out. Brown scored 20 points and fouled out, and the Pioneers were able to upset the Bryan College Lions. Ditto Bears, can they win without Blevins, in your opinion?
I don't even know if they want to put themselves in that position. He'll check back in, maybe around 3 or 4 minutes. But you can't leave him out there with 8 minutes left to play. That'd be irresponsible.
Warwick's fired that one fading. If he'd hit that, I'd have lost my mind. Fighting for it on the side of the floor. Through the double team, Royals pitch this one long. He's got some space and hits the brakes to let his offense get set up around him. Really nice play to take his time. Entry feed, back out front, and foul down inside.
I think we're seeing some of those genius tendencies come into fruition for Coach Logan Sharp. That was a great set, knowing that Mason Lockhart is going to get a ton of attention on the post. Having Livingston Cross come in as a cutter from the top of the key, right underneath the nose of the Bears.
This goes. 61-57, Walker into the game.
Again, Johnson's giving themselves a chance, staying true to their game plan, but it does just sort of feel like they need to hit a few shots from deep to really put pressure on U-Pike.
Under 7 minutes to go between Pikeville and Johnson in a 3-point game. Just one possession. Oh, we got a wet spot. And so Warwick's and Salmon's doing their best along with our official. They're using their shoes and scraping away at the wet spot on the floor. And between the three of them, and now a towel from Kean Warwick's. That's great work. Kean using his right hand, a left swipe, a right swipe. And it looks like this is dry. Fantastic work drying the floor by Pikeville Bears, Salmons, and Warwick's along with the official. That is just great, great handiwork.
The importance of Warwick's getting a towel there cannot be understated, I think.
And a huge congratulations to one of my favorites in the AAC, just for his personality alone, let alone the fact that he's so much fun to watch play. Rick Bentley, the sports information VP at Pikeville, just let me know that Warwick's last point pushed him over 1,100 in his career as a Pikeville Bear. Congratulations to Kean Warwick's and his family, who I'm sure is either here or watching.
Absolutely, a phenomenal career for him. Congratulations. He wants to put a stamp on his U-Pike career with an AAC tournament title.
Down low, it's the big guy, Mason, 29 points for Lockhart. And we're back within one between the Royals of Johnson and Pikeville Bears.
I know Coach Ty Compton will allow his post players to defend one-on-one, guards your yard. That's what he wants to see, but you may have to devote some extra attention to Mason Lockhart today.
Drives and blocked down inside as we get the call. He goes down hard. Thankfully, he looks to be all right.
I tell you what, I love how Riley Salmons, every time he enters the game, he's going right at Mason Lockhart. He's not allowing him to chill on defense. He's trying to size him up, play in that isolation, and force him to guard and move his feet.
Mason played to a double-double last night. He's already got a double-double in this game with 6 minutes to play.
But on 3 fouls already, it begs the question, if Salmons is going to keep on running at him, what's he going to do? Is he going to have to let him go past?
I love seeing it. You got to make the big man move them puppies. Mason Lockhart got to pick him up and put him down, guarding Riley Salmons.
Yeah, Mason with 3 fouls and 6 minutes to play. I mean, this has been back and forth, so you're going to hate me for saying this, but because it's a little early, they cannot afford overtime.
I don't think anyone's thinking overtime just yet. It's a long time left in this game.
Only me. They're not going to win without him. Through, down to the baseline, fights his way off the glass and foul down low.
So again, using the attention that Mason Lockhart is drawing, there's the guy guarding him on the block and then someone coming in on the gap. But when Lockhart touches the ball, there's going to be a cutter coming from the other side of the floor. Lockhart, great passing big. He's hitting those cutters in stride.
This goes for Jacoby. That's his 3rd point, and he's been red hot until this game, so odd to see him struggle to get on the stat sheet.
Yeah, but Livingston Cross has stepped up, and Devon Cotto having a better game today, so it hasn't really been that noticeable. Still, we'll see if he can try to get rolling for the Royals down the stretch.
Back within just 1 point, 5 minutes, 40 seconds to play in Kingsport. Between Pikeville's Bears and the Royals of Johnson, it's a Tennessee and Kentucky showdown on the Southeast Sports Network. I know we've got a lot of folks just joining us for this barn burner. Be sure to share it with friends and family. Gabriel Shrine, Lorenzo Robinson, Frank Osborne. Pitched outside. Lockhart contests. He gets it to go. It is high. That's amazing. Salmons knocks it down.
That's why he's such an important piece for you, Pike. He gives them a different look, that stretch big. Lockhart helps. Salmons makes him pay.
The audacity to stare down Mason Lockhart as it goes in as well. Love it.
Good feed off the baseline. Too much. The putback just roped over the top for Livingston. Cross now has 10 points.
See Coach Compton barking out orders to his point guard, Warricks.
Salmons, we got a player injured. Fires. This goes. Kean Warricks knocks it down. He's got 15.
Jamar Brown took the brunt of that on the screen. Johnson played that possession essentially 5-on-4.
And coach wants an answer. What are you going to do about this? Standing out on the floor, speaking to the official, Brown took a hard shot.
There's really nothing that the official can do in that situation. It was a clean screen. He just wasn't expecting it, so really just an unfortunate situation for them.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
In Kingsport, 69-64, Pikeville leading the Johnson Royals.
Pikeville have done so well to come back. They were trailing by 8 at the half, and we knew they'd come out flying, and they have.
Kean Warricks got going in this second half, too. He had 4 in the first, 11 right now in the second.
Lockhart. drives and spins, washing machine off the window. One possession game with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, a little spin-a-rooney down there in the post by Mason Lockhart. He's emptying out the bag here so far today.
Lockhart over 30 points and already has a double-double. Tipped. Bunch has it, gives it off. Salmons fires, contested, he gets it anyhow. Riley Salmons red hot in a championship game. He's got 10 points for Pikeville's Bears.
That play was created by Bradley Bunch, the extra effort to keep that possession alive and finding a wide open shooter in the corner.
Down the baseline, Lockhart, 3.5 to play. Jacoby fires and it's pinballed off the front. Bears chance to take the lead and extend it even further, already out ahead by 6. Drives to the baseline, harassed. Wants to get it to Bunch, and he does. Bradley's got a dozen points. Backing him down, wants 14, and he's fouled.
That's crossed up to 4 fouls now as well, I think.
That's very important because that's Johnson's best defensive option. But on that possession, Bradley Bunch in isolation there near the low block. Mason Lockhart, he couldn't do anything but watch on that possession because he was locked up with Riley Salmons.
You're 100% right, Cross, up to 4 fouls, and that's a huge problem with 3 minutes left to play.
But that's just the strength in Pikeville's attack. There's so many good players that Lockhart can't just stay on one because the other 4 are all brilliant as well.
So, Gabe, to answer your earlier question, can UPike win without Blevins? I don't know if they're a better team without him, but they're a different team. This 5-out setup tough to stop.
Mason, too easy, a little kiss off the glass. He's got 33, and it's a 5-point game. Just under 3 minutes to play between these two in our championship bout.
Again, I applaud Johnson for sticking true to their game plan, but so far in these past few possessions, they're counting by 2. UPike's counting by 3. Simple math.
Baseline, fires, fouled. Yeah, they've got to find some other way to keep this going. You can't keep fouling on that end. That's not going to work for you. They lead the country in shooting percentage at the free throw line. That's not going to work out. You got to stop doing that right now. This goes. What a shock.
You got to stop fouling, and you may need to see if you can hit a few long-range shots on your end of the floor. Not a volume shooting team. Still stuck on those 2 made threes from the first half. They haven't hit one in the second. Meanwhile, UPike, they started off slow, 3 for 10. Well, here in the second half, it's been a different story for them. They're 7 of 11 from 3 in the second half.
Pikeville's been flirting with their largest lead of the game for the last couple of minutes and out ahead by a solid 7 right now with 2.5 to go. Johnson is going to have the ball next, but really feels like Johnson's got to do something clever. Am I allowed to agree with you that they probably should take some range shots but not like it?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like it.
You have to. You have to in this situation. Not necessarily desperation. I'm not just going to launch it from long range if I don't feel comfortable with where I'm at. But it just sort of feels like they need to get something going from out there or generate some stops with UPike. But with such little time left, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, will you have enough possessions to beat them with the 2-point game?
Well, I can't blame you for not liking it after yesterday's 3-point game, but they're going to have to do something. Pikeville have been in this position how many times this year? They're experienced. They know what to do. They're not going to easily give away a lead this big.
Pikeville has much larger aspirations than a conference championship and a conference crown. But right now, that's what they're focused on, is that hardware. They want the hardware that is right here beside us on the floor. They want to take it home with them to Kentucky.
Hardware that's eluded them in seasons past.
Delivers to Lockhart, and Mason. A call.
Yeah, they're going to get Bradley Bunch for that, I believe. And Bunch just flashed a little smile at the ref. You can tell he disagrees with the call.
Just the second foul of the game for Bradley Bunch. Lockhart up to 3. gets this to go. That's a huge free throw for a guy that maybe wouldn't be considered a specialist at the line.
Yeah, the danger of the 1-and-1, too. You can't afford to miss that front end.
Mason. He's got 35 points as he's perfect at the line on this trip, and it's a 5-point game. Well, I think we're in for quite a bumpy ride to the finish, folks, as the Bears run the floor.
Well, Livingston Cross staying in, even though on 4 fouls. It's good to see that his coaches trusted him to not do anything, but I'd be shocked if Pikeville aren't going to just start targeting that and start running at him. He's such a good defender if they can get him off the court.
Good feed through, just off the mark for the player of the year. Taken down, here come the Royals of Johnson, trailing by 5. Jacoby, double teamed, pitched outside to Brown, who's gonna set up with the ball. Johnson Royals from way back on the front court across to Livingston. Cottle drives on Warwicks, gets space and gets it to go with a little kiss off the glass. It's a one-possession game, 75-72 Pikeville.
Now, I applaud the heart that Warwicks has, but he's giving up a ton of size. Cottle, a big guard, he takes advantage of it there.
80 seconds to play in Kingsport, Tennessee. Salmons gives it off. Pikeville trying to kill some clock. 10 on the shot clock. Warwicks evades Brown, picked up by Jacoby. 4 on the shot clock. Warwicks floats it over to the player of the year. Bunch down the baseline, turns around and fires too much as Cross has it. Royals with the ball. 1 minute to play in Kingsport between these two teams in our Appalachian Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship. And it's a barn burner between these two. Unbelievably, just one possession separates us, guys.
Definitely on a few possessions in a row. Johnson, no help against Bradley Bunch. First, it was Jacoby Strozier defending at the rim vertically without fouling, and then it was Jamar Brown defending him in the post, contesting the shot very well. Those defensive players on the perimeter for the Royals, keeping them in it with how strongly they're defending so far.
Yeah, and we will always give the credit to Jamar Brown that he deserves. The stats don't always back him up, and that can be really frustrating for someone when stats are looked at so much, but I think he's been excellent all tournament.
Back-to-back unanswered buckets for the Royals after they were trailing by 7, 75-68 at the last timeout just a minute and a half ago. Johnson on a little micro run right now.
And Gabe, don't you just love it when coaches don't listen to us up here? We said that Johnson maybe needed to try to take some long-range shots. They haven't taken one since we've said that.
I said I didn't like it.
Hey, staying true to their game plan.
I did say I agree, but I didn't like it.
Staying true to their game plan, you got to give them credit for that. And the reason why they've been able to do so is they have generated stops now on a few possessions in a row. Now, you have to find a way to put the ball in the basket. You'd expect to give the ball to Lockhart, see if he can draw some attention.
Well, I do think while they are training, if you just said to Coach Sharp that it'd be a one-possession game going into the final minute, he'd have probably taken that. Pikeville are a team that can run away with games so often.
Lockhart. Mason drives down on the low paint. He's got 37 points. With 46 seconds to go, it's a one-point game. Pikeville leads.
And L.A. Walker can't afford to creep up on Lockhart. He has to hard double and make him give up the rock.
34 seconds to go. Pikeville Bears, 15 on the shot clock as L.A. Walker stops on the elbow, takes it to the low block, fighting Jacoby on the baseline. Too much. It's hauled in by Mason Lockhart. Wow. Long feed down the floor. Royals get it to go off the twine. Johnson out ahead with 18 seconds to play, 76-75. Hang on, everyone. Buckle your seatbelts. We're racing to the finish. Shot clock is off. A dozen to play. Warwicks finesses it across to Riley Salmons. 8, 7, Salmons, 5, 4, down to the baseline, 3, 2, Riley fires it, no, they lose, Johnson Royals win and they rush the court. The Johnson Royals have won the Appalachian Athletic Conference Championship. Johnson is headed to the national playoff. The Johnson Royals win the Appalachian Athletic Conference Championship by just 1 point, 76-75, as their star player, Mason Lockhart, goes for the double-double of his life. 16 for 21, 37 points, 12 rebounds and 3 assists. And we're going to try to get him on the floor as Frank Osborne is headed there to give us the final interview. Lorenzo, you look like you're in shock, and I know I am.
I am in shock. Mason Lockhart dominant as a scorer the entire game, but the play of the game was Lockhart on the hit-ahead pass to Cotto with the finish, the go-ahead lay-in. I can't believe it still. I can't believe it.
And to describe that as a run would be an understatement. It was 75-68. And the Royals score 8 unanswered points in the final 2.5 minutes of play to slip ahead of the Pikeville Bears and win the Appalachian Athletic Conference Championship. Frank Osborne has captured Mason Lockhart, who is celebrating with his teammates, and dragged over the mighty, mighty attacker. And we're going to go to the floor and hear from them. Frank, what do you got for us?
I'm joined by Mason Lockhart. Wow. Talk to me about that game.
I told you wait till the day. I told you wait till the day. Defensive player don't mean nothing. Player of the year don't mean nothing to me. I told you wait till the day. And look what happened.
And you turned out when it mattered. Nearly 80 points this tournament. How important? How good does that feel?
I mean, I was just playing my game so we can win. That's all I'm doing. We had a rough start to the season. We ended up coming in here, beating them. They only lost 1 game, and we just did what we could do.
And now, how much credit does Coach Sharp deserve? You just beat the #1 seed. You've hardly lost all season in the biggest game.
Yeah, we lost them twice. We beat #1 seed. We did the best we could. This is the only game that mattered to us the whole season. Championship game right here against Pikeville.
Now, Nationals bound, you'll get to carry on your collegiate careers. Have you thought about that much yet? Or?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. It's time to go to the Nationals, man. Try to go far in that.
Perfect. Congratulations for today. You're excellent. Go celebrate with your team.
Appreciate you.
That's Frank Osborne with Southeast Sport Network.
Thanks so much, Frank Osborne. And of course, Mason Lockhart is going to celebrate in style. That's Bill Popp on the center of your screen, the commissioner of the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Lorenzo, what do you even say about that?
If there is a message that you're going to take from this game, Coach Sharp can write it on a whiteboard if he wants to. Guard your yard. Guard your yard. Those perimeter defenders for Johnson were excellent. They gave them a chance defending one-on-one, cutting off the water of the Pikeville Bears down the stretch, and that's why they're AAC champs.
Unreal. And they are celebrating with the women's head coach, Brian Lahan, who's getting after him out on the floor, and a well-deserved celebration for these guys in what was an unbelievable showing. I mean, it just got crazier and crazier and crazier as it went on. Thrilled to hear from the iconic Mason Lockhart. Lorenzo, if you had any closing thoughts on this, I'm sure now is the time to share them. Let's hear it. What do you think about this performance from Johnson?
Well, I know that Bradley Bunch won the Player of the Year for the 2nd season in a row, and very much so well-deserved. But Mason Lockhart proved that there may not be a more dominant force in this conference. Lockhart leading the way. Johnson's going to be a force going forward in March.
We're going to try to get Coach as well before we send you on your way and hear from him on the electric victory. 8 unanswered points in the final 2.5 minutes. Think about that. You hold the most prolific team in the conference and one of the top 5, if not 10 most prolific teams in America, scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes of the conference championship. Nobody would have thought that was possible. No one.
And it was the way that they did it as well. U-Pike going with that 5-out group, deciding to leave Zion Blevins on the bench, trusting Riley Salmons, Mason Lockhart out on the perimeter. But again, that perimeter defense of Johnson so strong down the stretch, and that's why they came away with the victory.
Well-deserved victory on a dogfight to the very finish. As we go back to the floor, we'll hear from Frank Osborne and the coach, the victor today in the championship.
Thanks, Gabe. I'm joined by Coach Sharp. Talk to me about that game. How good was that?
Oh, man, unbelievable. A lot of people don't realize it, but, I was telling people early on, this is the best team I'm one of the best teams I've ever had. And we were 4-11 to start the year. We played probably the hardest non-conference strength of schedule in the country. And we have a saying, if it ain't rough, it ain't right. And down 5, down 7 with 2 minutes left, we got guys that have been through a lot in their life, coaching staff that's been through a lot in their life, and proud of them. We just keep fighting.
And to take down the #1 seed, who have almost been invincible this season, how good does that feel?
If it ain't rough, it ain't right. That's the way we wanted it. We wouldn't want to play anybody else besides them. Ton of respect for them and their staff, and I'm just proud of my guys.
And talk to me about Mason Lockhart. How good is he?
I'll never coach a player like that again. Hold on a second, sorry. I'll probably never coach a player like that again in my career. I mean, he could have left this year and went and gone played Division I basketball, and he stayed and stuck it out. And he told me when he came, we're going to win a championship here, and that's what he did. He delivered.
And now national tournament. Have you thought about that yet, or have you not really got to that bit?
I haven't really thought about it. I mean, but I have all year. Our goal, I mean, to be honest, our goal is to win a championship. But our goal every year is we want to make the national tournament, whether it's a championship, an at-large, auto bid. Our goal all year is to find a way to the national tournament. And this year, with some of our non-con losses, the only way there is to win the tournament. And God is good, man. God is good.
Well, congratulations. Go and celebrate with your team. It was an excellent achievement.
Frank, thanks so much. Congratulations to Coach Sharp. Well deserved. That is going to wrap our coverage. An unbelievable title claimed by the Johnson Royals. I don't think he even realizes they held them scoreless the last 2.5 minutes and scored 8 unanswered points to take the championship. Well deserved, and they are going to go cut down the net. We're going to send you on your way. We would love to have you return and hang out for the Women's Appalachian Athletic Conference Basketball Championship next, right where you're watching it now, the same app, platform, wherever you are. We'll be back on the Southeast Sports Network, the Reinhardt Eagles and the Milligan Buffs, and our next event. Well, for everybody here, the entire crew, all of the fans, and of course the 2 teams, I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long for the Southeast Sports Network. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live and are copyright material. Today's game will be archived and available for replay inside of the Apper platform where you viewed it.
Some might ask, what's the hurry? But if it's the difference between getting McDonald's breakfast and settling for a Big Mac, well, run like the wind. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's like that. Got him and stays fair. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we bring it to you. It's like that.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selfless service. Please join us in recognizing citizen heroes who have made a difference in the lives of others through their acts of courage and selfless service in communities across America. Nominate a citizen hero today at themedalofhonor.com.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Tony, what do you think?
Quincy, it's 2 a.m. You have school tomorrow. Get some rest.
See you tomorrow, Saquon.
You got it, Quessy.
His name is Quincy. The crowd goes wild.
Hey, Quincy.
Quincy! Your son's fantasies are going to destroy my house.
Spin move. Quincy, take the snap. Hike. Here comes Fred Warner.
I'm open.
He's got Jefferson.
All right.
Hit the gritty?
Nah, hit the Quincy.
Where is that boy going?
Nobody was little number.
Oh no!
Bring it, little man.
Damn, Jordan!
I'll see you tomorrow, Quasi.
Quincy's in trouble!
I got you.
He pitches into Saquon! No! My ball!
That's on you, bro. Besides, I'm not even real.
Is this your ball? What's your name?
Quishy.
Quincy. I'm OC. I know that look. I know that dream. I had the same one. See, Quincy, doesn't have to be a dream anymore. Doesn't matter where you're born, as long as you're born to play.
Just making sure you were real.